Okay, so we've broken the curse of the raging waves, but it seems like we're not out of the woods just yet. So I bet these two are gonna have to do with confronting the CEO dude, Ikoma. This one happens chronologically before this one, so I'm gonna do this one first. I'm glad that we can continue off this one, because I wasn't sure about this one, honestly. The way that it isn't completely faded out, but I think that's just because there's a decision to be made. Just when the curse of the raging waves has been lifted, and it seems Kamishima no longer has any curses left to fear, Yumiko receives a phone call that changes everything. We also never found out who the other person was on the phone. It could have been Ikoma. Hello, this is Shiki speaking. Oh, we haven't seen you in a while. Mr. Shiki, it's me, Ide from the Mie Police Department. Oh, Detective Ide, what is it? Right after we got your call, we went to look into the Yamashima and that Ikoma guy you mentioned was working for him. Oh, that's right. How'd it go? Not well, that's for sure. We found the old man murdered in his own home. What? What on earth happened to Yamashima? Well, we tried getting in touch with the secretary first, but he wasn't responding to any attempts to contact him. So we went to his house together, but ended up having to use a spare key to get in as there wasn't anyone else around. After looking around a bit, we found what looked like a cell in one of the outlying buildings that had been shut up tight. A cell? Yep, we found Yamashina there, collapsed in a pool of blood. We called an ambulance right away, but we could tell at a glance it was already too late. That bad, was it? Worse than bad, just remembering it sends a shiver down my spine. He had this massive wound, like a sharp blade had sliced right through his torso, bone and all. What? First thing that came to mind was the skeletons in the Toba case. Pretty reminiscent, don't you think? Very, very, but it couldn't be. Do you have an estimated time of death yet? We're still investigating, but the blood wasn't even dry. I put it within the past few hours. The curse stone housing the curse of Tomoshige has been in my possession the entire time. There's no way anyone could have used it. My thoughts exactly, unless the person is a sorcerer themselves. Or the person is Tomoshige themselves. Which is what I think Ikoma might be. Hey, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for being a froggy friend. Yamashita is quite the big shot in politics and business around these parts. There's worrying news of his death might cause a stir, so the higher-ups will probably want us to keep mum about it for now. I see. That might be for the best, yes. Weren't there a lot of rumors about some succession crisis going on with him? There were indeed, though according to the man himself, he'd already chosen his successor, and had handed his will to his lawyer to boot. It was Ikoma. It wasn't Kikaku at all. It was Ikoma. Whoa, really? That should make things go more smoothly at least. Wait, you don't think there's a possibility that might have served as a motive? You mean the culprit might have been mad they weren't chosen as a successor? I could see that if you hadn't left a will, but you said you had, right? True, perhaps they didn't know about it. Either way, there are more people out there who'd want Yamashina dead than you could shake a stick at. Finding our culprit based on motive will probably prove tricky. I see. Still, I can't imagine you'd be able to swing around a katana in that tiny little room. This would be the work of some supernatural phenomenon again, would it? I'm afraid that's looking quite likely. Geez, you sure could do some terrifying things with these curses. How are we even meant to investigate this stuff? Our usual methods don't mean a thing if you could just curse someone to death like that. Oh yeah, we looked into it and were able to confirm Yamashina had a man named Kipe Ikoma working for him. From what I hear, the guy's also wanted for solicitation of murder? He is, although we only have testimony to go on right now, so we can't say anything for certain. Still, him having the exact same name as that victim in the Toba skeleton case is pretty damn confusing. It seems Ikoma gave a curse stone, a dangerous tool that lets you curse others to death, to a local woman with the intent of causing a massacre. Geez, scary to think there's tools like that around. Wait, what happened to that woman then? She's been apprehended, but it seems she won't be able to talk for a while. Could we ask you to handle taking her in as well? Oh boy, got it. I'll make the necessary arrangements. Thank you, Detective. I'll let you know the details later. Oh yeah, about Ikoma. Someone apparently spotted his company car spotted outside Yamashita's place today. So I had a warrant put out for him as a person of interest. Oh, impressively quick thinking. Well done, detective. By the way, there's a high chance that Yamashita was killed by a curse contained in one of those curse stones I just mentioned. Oh man, I figured that might be the case. If Ikoma did indeed stop by Yamashita's house today, he's looking increasingly suspect. Yeah, it looks like we should prioritize tracking him down. But it sounds like the guy was a favorite of Yamashita's, if anything. If he really is the culprit, what could have driven him to kill the man he owed so much to? I can only assume they had some sort of falling out, perhaps over the matter of succession or the like. I assumed that Ikoma was the successor Yamashita mentioned, but it seems that wasn't the case. Huh. Either way, I think we can definitely say he's up to something, especially if the solicitation of murder stuff is true. I'll step up the pace of the search for him. You two take care, alright? I'll get in touch if there's anything else to share. Please do. Also, we haven't reached any other, bad dead ends yet, besides the very, very, very early ones. From the sounds of things, we should make dealing with this Ikoma our first priority. I wonder how Cersei and Abby fared in their search. I imagine they made it back to the mainland by now, but we have yet to hear anything from them. Ikoma might still have access to his curse too. The situation is more dire than I thought. We should probably get back to the mainland as soon as possible. About that, it seems the last ferry off the island is already left for today. Oh darn it, that means we're stuck here as well. We'll have to stay on Kawashita for tonight, yes. I'll arrange somewhere to stay. But the fact that Wakamura got slashed here too means that Ikoma might be here. Nothing to be done about it, I suppose. Thank you, Soto. It won't be long before the sun sets. And yet, I can't help but feel like there's another storm brewing on the horizon. For once, I'm actually interested in seeing what Abby's story is going to be about. Because these other sections of his were kind of boring, but now we're getting into the juicy stuff. Despite being tasked by Yumiko to search for Ikoma, Abby, who has fulfilled the goal of his trip, and Cersei, feeling better with the curse of the raging waves cleared, choose not to return to the mainland straight away and have fun sightseeing in Kamoshida. Arnav, you had one job. You didn't do it. But I'm guessing this eventually works out in our favor. But man, this guy, I want to like him, but man, he makes it so hard. So they didn't even leave. They're still here. Oh dear. We were doing so much better after the curse got lifted, I didn't notice the time. We got so carried away with sightseeing, it's already pitch black out here. You're right, time sure flies. The last ferry already left, so I guess we'll have to find a place to stay for the night. Shouldn't we be heading back to the mainland to go after Ikoma? Well, there's only so much we could do now. It's not as though we've been paying for it, or we've been paid for it, so let's not lose sleep over it. I see. Very pragmatic of you. Although it's not that late yet, it gets dark quickly after the sun sets, and the streets empty out just as fast. Illuminated only by the dim glow of a few streetlights and the stars, the island feels calm. I'm pretty sure I already got a bird from this area anyways. They usually don't double up in the areas. Oh! That was good. This game has done that a few times, and I like it when they do that. It just sucks they can't do it when it matters. Like when Sato got slashed, or when, in the first game, when Yoko told Shogo to turn around. I was spinning around 360 like 4 or 5 times before the thing activated. Earlier, Cersei diligently guided us while sightseeing around Kamishima. Most importantly, she seemed to be enjoying herself. It must be a relief to not have to deal with the cursed aura hanging over the island anymore. We seriously lost track of time, though. That was good, that was good. After everything we went through to get the Tabatabako, we ended up just handing it to the woman without a second thought. I have a feeling this journey has come to an end. I feel like Sato needs the Tamata Bako to stop Ikoma. If Ikoma is Tomoshige, then Sato knows him, because Sato was with the original Tomoshige 400 years ago. No need to stress ourselves any further. It really has grown quite dark anyway. We should find a place to sleep. We need to find a place to stay. Did you spot any inns or hotels around the island? I think I saw a few. It'd be nice to find one before dinner. Maybe we could get a recommendation from one of the locals. That might be difficult. After all, we did really manage to get acquainted with anyone on the island. And hopefully they'll teach you a lesson about how you approach people. Alright, that may have been on me. Whoa, there's someone there. Huh? It's probably a good thing that we don't have the Tamata Bako on us, because otherwise he might steal it from us. Well, I thought I recognized that voice. So it was you, Mr. Barnum. Mr. Ikoma! We need to keep our guard up around Ikoma. If he tries anything, I'm counting on you, Cersei. I'll leave the talking to you. Huh? Weren't you the one put in charge of the search? I'm counting on you. Get the info we need. Okay, leave it to me. What? How did Ikoma get to Kamishima Island? Wasn't he afraid of the ocean? It's because we lifted the curse. He couldn't get to the island because of the curse. We lifted the curse. Now he can get here. I get the shivers just looking at this guy. What a creep. So when did you get to Kamishima? Did I surprise you? I arrived on a chartered boat just before sunset. Now, wait a moment. Didn't you say you had a fear of the sea and the boats were a no-go? You gotta keep your character traits straight, else the proofreaders will tear you apart, you know. That's a good one. Well, as it happens, my condition was miraculously cured earlier today, so I was able to come here after all. He is 100% the curse bearer. I mean, we already knew that, but... Miraculously cured, is it? Oh, come on. If you're just gonna throw in convenient plot devices like that, it's a total disservice to the art. Whatever, I have more important things to ask you. A whole lot of questions, as a matter of fact. Sure. What is it? Why'd you ask us to come to Kamishima to search for the still-tide mirror? Well, it's simple enough. If something like the Curse of the Raging Waves truly existed in these waters, surely it would be best to see it lifted, no? And it seems that it has in fact been dispelled. You did not disappoint, Mr. Barnum. Oh, well, it's not like we actually did anything to lift it, though. Is that so? We did learn the bronze mirror once belonged to Princess Hatsune, who was sacrificed to appease the curse, however. Mr. Ikoma, how'd you know the Curse of the Raging Waves had been lifted? Well, to be honest, it's hard to put into words. But it seems as though I've got a little bit of spirit sense myself. I suppose the curse must have been what caused that ominous aura to surround this island before, no? I see! I suppose someone with a bit of spirit sense would be able to tell whether the curse was still around with ease. In any case, since the curse has been dispelled, the matter of the bronze mirror is also settled. You have my thanks. I suppose you're right. You're welcome. So, about Azusa Sobakawa, the descendant of the Taishima. Oh? I don't remember telling you her name. That is no obstacle to a man of my caliber. We figured it out in no time. Did you now? Very impressive. I suppose I ought to apologize on her behalf. She is rather difficult to deal with, is she not? So, did you manage to get a hold of the Tamata Bako then? Come again? From what I understand, she was last seen going out to sea on a boat with a foreigner. And she has evidently been missing ever since. Forgive me, it seems my hesitation to introduce you to her has caused you some inconvenience. No, really, don't worry about it. So you were after the Tamata Bako too, Mr. Ikoma. How come you're so calm when you already know what happened? Believe me, there were times when I wasn't, but... at this point, things like that no longer matter to me. Things like what? The tobacco. In fact, it seems as though I no longer have any use for it. I admit there's been some tension between us, but what do you say? Why don't we put that behind us? Uh-huh. Whatever became of Miss Sobakawa is no longer any concern to me. In hindsight, I suppose I should have introduced you much sooner. Ah, you might be misunderstanding. So let me get straight to the point. You know a woman named Kikuko Tsutsui, don't you? Yeah, he just came right out and said it. Kikuko Tsutsui. Ah yes, the young woman from Kabashiba that used to work at my company. Was that her name? You used that girl as a pawn in one of your schemes, didn't you? We nearly died because of her, you know. I beg your pardon? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. I most certainly did not put her up to anything so heinous. Oh, so you're saying you did not give her a curse stone then? To help her get recognized by Yamashina since she was his illegitimate child or something like that. A curse stone? Ukaku Dodo's illegitimate child? What on earth are you talking about? You really have no idea. Don't try to pull a quick one. Who filled your heads with such nonsense? As a matter of fact, we heard it straight from Kikuko Tetsui herself. She told you all that. Where is she now? I demand to know what compelled her to come up with such a ridiculous story. We've got her confined in her home, but I'm afraid she won't be able to talk for a while. Ah, I see. Maybe we shouldn't have told him that. Anyway, whatever she told you, that girl is delusional. What a troublesome fantasy she crafted. Indeed. So, who did she get that curse stone from then? I'm afraid I know no more than you do. I feel like him being the big bad, I feel like there must be some other big bad too, because I feel like the game probably wants to pull at least one more twist on us. Because considering how far we've seen his betrayal coming, so I feel like there must be something else too in the shadows. The only other character I could think of would be Shotaro. I don't think Chie has anything to do with anything. Then what about the business card you gave me? It was a target of the curse. Care to explain? Excuse me, I'm afraid I don't follow. The symbol on your business card turned out to be the marker for the curse. Dear me, this is the first time I've ever heard such a thing. Unless they, like, somehow make Ikoma a red herring. I don't think that's the case. I don't think it's Shotaro, but I really, like, of the characters we know, like, he and Chie are the only ones who haven't really been given a role. And I don't think they're gonna pull it on us as being Tsukasa. Oh, so you didn't know? Of course not. That emblem is a treasured symbol that Ukaku Dono bestowed upon me when my company was founded. Ukaku Dono? You mean Yamashita? So that you really had no idea? You said it was used as a curse marker. That's a serious accusation. Well. You're implying that Ukaku Dono was behind such a scheme. That's outrageous. But you have to admit, it's hard not to come to that conclusion. These groundless accusations are deeply insulting and absolutely infuriating. I will not tolerate such insolence from anyone. I honestly expected more from you. Alright, calm down. Sorry. We'll look into it some more, okay? Very well. It's the very least you could do. The sheer audacity. No. He's trying to make us lower our guard, so when we walk away, he kills us. Cersei's definitely noticing something. She would be able to tell if he has a curse stone. But I feel like maybe he doesn't have a curse stone. Maybe he's just a sorcerer. Maybe he just has abilities like Tomoshige. That's how he's able to cast the curse of the Heike without the curse stone. Huh? So the symbol of the business card wasn't designed by Ikoma. That it was Yamashita's doing. I'm so lost. Insulting a man's business card and benefactor. How utterly disgraceful. I insist you take it all back. I am truly deeply sorry. Just overwhelmingly apologetic from the bottom of my sorry heart. He probably should have spilled all this to him too. Talk about the reason for coming. So why'd you come all the way out here to Kamishima? Ah, that's exactly what I want to talk about. More than anything else, I would like to take care of my business right away. And what might that be? I actually want to ask you about it. I believe there's a woman by the name of Sato living on this island. You would happen to know her whereabouts, would you? Oh! I completely forgot! Remember when Sato got the phone call at the very beginning? And the person on the other line was also like, "You've forgotten me. But we used to be engaged, remember?" That was Tomoshige. I think Ikoma is Tomoshige. I mean, I've been saying it all this time. He's either Tomoshige or he is possessed of the spirit of Tomoshige. Oh! It's the exact same thing from the first game. Remember? The person that had Ashino's soul got possessed by Ashino and gained powers of the ancestor and was able to cast sorcery. That's exactly what's happening here. Except instead of Ashino, it's Tomoshige. It's the exact same plot device. Sato? Oh, right. I think I met a woman with that name earlier today. Avi, don't tell him all the information, my dude. I have no idea where she might be now. I see. So you're not familiar with her. This is bad news. I bet he's after the Tamata Baku I gave her. No, it can't be. There's no way he'd know about that. Maybe he knows she's immortal. He's simply after immortality. Why bother with that and not just go straight for the Tamata Baku? Very well. Thank you so much. My apologies for keeping you. As I need to continue my search, I'll take my leave now. Yeah, good luck with that. He didn't kill us. You sure about letting him go? Wouldn't it be better to restrain him? Well, there wasn't enough evidence to do so. Do you think he's actually innocent and Yamashita was the one pulling the strings the whole time? I don't think we know enough to judge. Well, it's not like he can get off the island that easily, so maybe we should just report that we saw him. Good point. He mentioned a chartered boat. Maybe we could mark it to keep an eye on it. Turns out staying another night on Kamishita was the right call after all. I've got to hand it to myself. I'm just a genius. Anyway, let's go report to Mrs. Shiki and call it a day. This is getting juicy. I know we're getting closer towards the climax, but I don't think we're going to finish the game today, because I feel like there's going to be like a long true ending route afterwards or something. Maybe there's a way we can save Wakamura or something like that. I see. So we can be certain the Kipe Ikoma is on Kamishita right now. Yep, no doubt about it. From what I gathered from the islanders just now, there are signs that someone landed a boat in the Gulf on the other side of the island. That must have been Ikoma. Mahaha, so he's come like a moth to the flame. You say that, but you don't know how dangerous he is. Ma'am, that sounded a bit diabolical. I think the fatigue is starting to get to you. We already found a bird here, so I don't think there's gonna be one. The darkened townscape stretches out before us, silent and still. I thought lifting the curse of the raging waves would see it return to the peaceful fishing town it was previously. But it seems the shadow looming over Kamishita won't be dispelled until we deal with whatever's lurking out there in the darkness. Despite the strength of her abilities, Circe's still a child. I was worried about keeping her up so late. But apparently exorcists do most of the work at night, so she actually starts feeling more energetic around this time. Is it just me, or is this industry something of a bad influence? Avi's ended up being quite the key figure in all this, although I doubt that was his intention at all. Those driven by their dreams rather than profit do have a tendency to drag in everyone else with them in their wake, for better or for worse. I suppose that's a bit rich coming from me, though. I've worked with Soto for a long time now, but I don't think I've ever seen him sleep unguarded in front of others. He's used to sleeping outside, too. I wonder what his day-to-day life is normally like. When did you find the time to go around getting information from the islanders, Soto? Yes, I took advantage of our rest break earlier to make a few inquiries. I appreciate the hard work, but shouldn't you have taken the time to rest? Stopping to take a breather every now and then is important too. I'm afraid that's a bit difficult in this line of work. A single moment of complacency could prove fatal. Sometimes I really do wonder if we live in the same world. Since when was society so violent? Just make sure to rest when you can, alright? Don't push yourself too hard. No need to worry. I'll be sure to get enough rest. Thank you for your concern. I was sure you and Abby would have returned to the mainland by now. I had no idea you were still at Kawashita. Well, we were having so much fun sightseeing, time just got away from us. You were sightseeing the whole time? I suppose it worked out for the best, so I can't complain. Still, for what you said about him, your description of Ikoba is quite different from what we heard of the man on our end. We could hardly believe our ears either, to think Yamashita had already been killed by a curse. And the police are searching for Ikoba as a suspect in his murder. Talk about a bombshell. Yeah, it was a real surprise. And you said that Ikoba seemed to have no idea about either the curse stones or what Kikuko Tsutsui was planning. That's right, swore the accusations against him were absurd, all while looking innocent as a lamb. It's entirely possible he's just feigning innocence. I wouldn't believe him so easily myself. We have no proof of his crimes after all. All he has to do is pretend he knows nothing, and our hands are tied. Still, there's a warrant out for his arrest now, no? Can't you throw the book at him here and be done with it? It'd be dangerous to do anything rash. I'd like to at least get a better idea of his intentions before making a move. Still, with Soto and Cersei here, I don't think we should have anything to fear from paranormal phenomena. If worse comes to worse, surely you two could restrain it by force? Well, we could probably deal with most things. But in the event we couldn't, the situation would likely end up being completely hopeless. Right. I don't even want to imagine what sort of situation that would be. See, because the other thing I'm thinking, because Shotaro came out and asked Sato to leave the island with him, right? What if that was also a ploy? What was like rattling her up with Wakamura and with the mysterious phone caller so that she has to run into the arms of who could save her, Shotaro being happens to be the person there. Plus the fact that he's also quote-unquote a relative of Wakamura. What if he's not really his relative? We've barely seen them interact together. Kind of like how Sato was quote-unquote a relative of his. But wasn't. I don't completely buy into the idea of it's Shotaro, but I feel like they must still have a hidden antagonist somewhere. And he's the only one that I think fits the bill right now. Did you see where Ikoba headed after you parted ways with him? Sorry, I don't really remember. But if you chartered a boat to get here and stopped in the Gulf, wouldn't we be able to nab him eventually if we hung out around there? Unfortunately, I don't think it would be so simple. If he stopped it somewhere out of the way, we would struggle to find it in this darkness. That's true. Well, if we really get stuck, I should be able to find out where he is using dowsing. Just let me know and I'll give it a shot. I thought your target had to have some sort of spiritual energy for you to find it. That's right, but he said himself he had some spirit sense, and he has a pretty unique aura too. I think it would work. That would be a huge help. We'll keep that in mind. You know, I still find it hard to believe a young man would be capable of such a foul crime. Oh, Abby, you're so gullible. Heartless, the lot of you. You won't even consider the possibility there's one big misunderstanding. You know, I still find it hard to believe. By the way, is it true that Mr. Ikoba could use curses without a curse stone? Based on what we heard of the scene of Mr. Yamashita's murder, I think we have to conclude he can. So it is possible. What does your assistant over there think? Oh, good idea. Let's see what Soto has to say. Soto, how likely is it that Ikoba could use that curse without a spirit stone? Yes, about that. There have been indeed been cases of powerful psychics using spirits of the dead to cast curses on others. However, doing so requires a great deal of skill. Only a handful of people would be capable of such a feat. And even fewer would be able to do so, with a curse capable of killing people in a single blow, let alone over a distance. That's true, he might not have even been in the room when Wakamura or Yamashita were killed. The man did say he had a bit of spirit sense. I suppose that would be enough, though. Not at all. My thoughts exactly. I see. Though, if I were to speculate... Oh, so there is something. Curses are not always born from the spirits of the dead, you see. If a number of people were to harbor a strong grudge for decades, even centuries, that grudge itself could become a curse. The grudge of the Heiki. I see. The supernatural equivalent of strength in numbers, eh? You could say that. Still, it would take a large number of people holding a grudge over an extremely long period of time to activate. 400 years of the Heiki clan. I mean, I don't know how many more Heiki people are alive, but it must be a non-zero amount. I suppose it is a bit unlikely Ikoba would have access to a curse like that. What, Cersei? Say it. I know you're thinking what I'm thinking. This would be why curse stones are so dangerous. Access to what allows even amateurs to use highly potent curses. You heard that just now, I hope. Yes, I'm sorry already. So the work you want us to handle is all done now, right? Yes, it is. Thank you for your cooperation. But I appreciate it if you could help us out a bit more, so I won't be letting you go just yet. Aww. Still, something doesn't quite sit right with me about all this. Ikoba must have known it would be harder to escape pursuit here. What could have brought him here despite that risk? Oh, I can shine some light on that, actually. I believe he said he was looking for a girl called Sato. Something seemed awfully keen on finding her, too. Sato? You don't mean Sato Shiranami? Oh, you know her, then? We do. A girl with quite unique circumstances, to be sure. Could that be why Ikoba's looking for her? What is he planning? Ah! So chances are high Ikoba's still looking for Sato, then. If so, it would be in our best interest to find her first. If nothing else, it will put us in a good position to bargain with him. Agreed. We should try to... Huh? Is something wrong? You said that Ikoba arrived on this island before sundown, yes? We did indeed. If he's really that keen on finding her, surely it wouldn't take him that long to do so. Finding a single girl on a small island like this shouldn't be difficult. All he'd have to do is ask around, no? You have a point. I doubt he's been wandering in circles all this time. Maybe he isn't looking for her that seriously after all. Or he had some other business he wanted to take care of first. Oh. You there. I finally found you. Huh? And who do we have here? If I'm not mistaken, that would be Mr. Wakamura's son, Shotaro. You're from the police, right? You gotta help me! My old man! He's... Mr. Wakamura, has something happened to him? What? Mr. Wakamura was found cut down in his own home. You're not saying... The clinic's doctor is taking a look now, but I saw the wound. There's no way he could have survived that. I tried to call the police, but Yuza Minakuchi told me to come get you instead. I see. Thank you for letting us know. We'll be there right away. Okay, maybe Shotaro's not in on this. Ma'am, given the timing, can we assume this is Ikoma's handiwork? Chances are high, yes. If you don't mind me asking, mister, did a man called Ikoma drop by your house at all? What? Ikoma? You're saying he's the one who killed my old man? Calm down. You know him, then. He's in his 20s and is wearing a suit, though he looks really old for his age. Yes, that's him. I met him earlier today. You met him? Where? Today, just before sunset, a man I've never seen came up to me. He said he was the head of an event company and had come here to gather information or something. I'm pretty sure the name on his business card was Ikoma. Uh-oh. Shotaro, are you carrying the business card? What? He gave you his business card? Yeah, what about it? Uh-oh, we're all gonna die. Tell him to toss it right now. Don't keep talking. Tell him to toss it right now. And he said he was here to gather information. What happened to looking for Sato Shiranami? What? Sato? You're saying Sato has something to do with this guy? Alright everyone, I'm going to head to Wakamura House with Shotaro here. Soto, I leave searching for Sato Shiranami to you, Cersei and Abby. Find her before Ikoma does and take her into your custody. I'm counting on you. Understood. Wait, we have to help out too? Cersei, it is kind of important here. I know you're just a child, but Mio never would have complained about helping. Please do. The more people we have on hand, the better. Now, Shotaro, lead the way. Tell him to toss the business card. Uh-oh. No, wait. He's right there in the background. He's right behind me, isn't he? Right. Huh? Wait, over there. Huh? That's him, Ikoma. Why has no one told him to toss the business card? What? What's Ikoma doing here? It seems he hasn't noticed us yet. Should we make our move now? Or should we let him go for now to get a better idea of what he's up to? Wait, he hasn't noticed us? I thought he was standing there ready to kill us. No, first things first, I have to see whether my suspicions are correct. Toss the business card. Shotaro, I am begging you, please toss the business card. We're all gonna die. I mean, maybe we could do the same thing we did to Kikaku, where when he lets off the curse, we bind him. Although the curse is still gonna go off, then we have to eliminate him before it goes off. Oh wait, no, she wants the vision. That's what she wants. We want to see if he's an immortal or someone who's been alive for longer. He's Tomoshige. Or possessed by Tomoshige, one of the two. This aura, I knew it. Ma'am, is he? There's no doubt about it. He's an 800-year immortal. I mean, he was in the boat with Sato with the mermaid flesh, so he could have eaten the flesh as well. He noticed us. He's running away. Ma'am, should I give chase? Please do, follow him and find out where he's headed. On it. Don't be reckless, keep your guard up and be careful. It looks like we have a change of plan. Cersei, Abby, you're coming with me, let's go. Tell Shotaro to toss the business card. I'm begging you. We're all finished. Oh gosh. I wonder if he ran into Sato. Sato hides in the Kanchikisho ruins at night, where she finally comes face to face with someone. Who might you be? See, the thing is, what's his end goal? Does he just want to end up with her and marry her? But then again, if he ate the flesh on the same day that she did, that means he only has 2 days left to live, just like she does. Is he trying to extend his life? It sure was a hassle to get out here. Looks like I made it just in time. Huh? You aren't an easy one to find, you know, but at last we finally get to meet again, my dear Osato. Can you please answer my question? Who are you? That also doesn't explain that, like, I mean, on the phone earlier at the beginning of the game, he was very abrasive with her on the phone, and he seems not like that now. Which is his true personality. Are you being serious? This isn't one of your usual silly acts. Come on now, really. You forgot me after what, just 400 years? That stings, you know. 400 years? Okay, so I know this guy claims to be Kippei Ikoma, who's apparently another 800-year immortal. That's not the real issue. I need to know who he really is, not who he claims to be. I don't think he's about to just come out and tell me. Looks like he enjoys being cryptic. Though I didn't expect him to just say he knew me 400 years ago. That's a huge clue. Who exactly was he 400 years ago? If I push a little, maybe I can draw it out. But man, did I really come across as that spaced out even back then? Ugh. So you're saying you know me from 400 years ago? Oh, I thought the game was gonna get me to enter it myself manually. Well, we never met directly then. I could hardly believe it. Wait, we never met directly then? Wait, so maybe he's not Tomoshige, but he's Tomoshige's father or brother? I don't, like, there were so many characters with the same name, or the same, like, surname back then, I mixed them all up together. If he's not Tomoshige himself, he is one of Tomoshige's, like, close relatives. He's getting closer. Who'd have thought my dear Osato was Princess Hatsune all along? How do you know I used to be called Hatsune? Back then, 400 years ago, I never realized it was you. So sorry about that. Oh wait, no, he's the one who... No, he's not Tomoshige. He's the one who ordered the mermaid be captured, tortured her, ordered that Taishima be, like, invaded. Because that means he had that mermaid. He had Hayase in his possession at some time. That explains that's when he got immortality. Which means that he also ate the flesh after Sato did, because she was already Princess Hatsune by then. Which means he has more than 2 days to live. He has however much of time passed. Well, 400 years ago. Because she ate the flesh 800 years ago. Right? Huh? He knew about me. And the story goes that Princess Hatsune was offered up to hold down the curse of the raging waves, sleeping for ages down there, huh? Who knew immortality could be put to such a creative use? Truly selfless, admirable stuff, brings a tear to my eye. Not really, there wasn't any other choice, and I wasn't actually asleep, so it was pretty awful. Also, could you please answer my question instead of going off on your own tangent? Well, it turns out the resentment I bore was heavier than the curse you were holding back. I just told you to stop. Wait a second. The resentment you bore. Thanks to that, ever since then, anytime I got near Taishima's waters, a raging storm would well up. Every time. I tried countless times over these 400 years, but each and every time, my ship went under. I've had my fair share of trouble too, you know. Then that would make you the raging waves curse bearer. Right, I guess I ended up becoming quite the legend here on Kamishima, didn't I? There's only one person you could really be then. Oh, sounds like you finally remembered me. Although centuries have passed, would you be so kind as to address me once again? Come, call me by my real name once more. Right, the files in the past made it clear. Keeping Ikoma's true identity is... What if I just say Tomoshige? Because isn't that all their last names? I don't think it's Tomoshige though, because he said we never met directly. I'm gonna enter it anyways, just because his name's at the top of my head. And then I'll look at the files to find out what his father's name is or whatever. I guess I'll look now. Wait, it's not in profiles, right? It's probably in files. Actually, maybe I should look for Hayase. It's just so confusing because I don't know which tab it's on. See, it's confusing too, because like they have first and last names. I don't know which one to go by. Tyra Clan. Hatamori. It doesn't help that all the names are similar sounding. Tadamori, Kiyomori. Kiyomori died of illness. Then again, I'm pretty sure it might be Tomoshige then, because it said that they didn't know how he died because he wasn't important enough. But then he said they never met in person. That's what's confusing me. Unless it was Yoshitaka? Sadamune died. Subitaka was one who guarded the mermaids. Okay, I think it's either Tomoshige. If it's not Tomoshige, then it's Sadamune. Wait, no, Yoshitaka. Wait, no, there's the other bio I'm looking for. Tomoshige's death. No, he did die and create the curse echo. So it must be Yoshitaka. You know, I'm just gonna go with my first instinct first. Huh? Tomoshige? Then you're Taira no Tomoshige of the Taira clan from 800 years ago. Wait, am I wrong? Didn't think you'd get it so quickly. You always did manage to surprise the hell out of me. Oh, so it was Tomoshige. So he didn't die. I was gonna ease you into it step by step. Let the truth sink in nice and slow. What do you mean that you didn't meet face to face? Weren't you on the same boat together at one point? Did you like elope together at some point? What do you mean you didn't meet face to face? That's what I'm confused about. Screw it. You nailed it. Bingo. Glad you actually remembered, even if it took way too long. I looked through all those files for no reason. I should have just gone with my first instinct right off the bat. Welcome back, O Sato of Kusawa. Wait, Kusawa? Ah, that's right! Okay, now they're adding to Tomoshige's biography. Aftermath. After that, there were none who saw Tomoshige again, and he faded from memory without ever leaving his mark on the pages of history. At around the same time, Kusawa village found itself in an uproar following the return of Sato, who had been employed in the service of the Heiki. However, after it was discovered she had somehow become immortal, she was shunned by the other villagers, who found her newfound state unsettling, and she soon left the village for parts unknown. A fragmented version of these events would go on to be passed down orally, eventually becoming one of the Yao Bikuni legends told to this day. What's new here, then? Okay, it's a good thing we read this one out loud, then, on stream, because this is actually really important. Okay, the fate of the mermaids, the fate of the surviving islander, the fate of Princess Hatsune, the truth of Komatsu Sadamune. Oh! Komatsu Sadamune, the vassal who goaded Kuki Yoshitaka into invading Taishima, was in fact Taira no Tomoshige, who had eaten mermaid flesh and gained unnatural longevity. See, that's why I was confused, too, because Tomoshige lived 800 years ago, but Sadamune and Yoshitaka lived 400 years ago, so he was already immortal by then. So he did gain immortality at the same time as she did. So he's gonna die in a couple days. Unable to let go of his dream of reviving the Taira clan even after 400 years, he caught wind of rumors of mermaids being worshipped on Taishima and infiltrated the Kuki navy under the name Komatsu Sadamune, plotting to uncover the sacred land. However, his rash and impulsive destruction of the sacred land ended up triggering the curse of the raging waves, and his plan ultimately ended in failure. Although caught up in the sinking of Taishima, Tomoshige could not die, and was swept away by sea to an unknown fate. He never directly met Princess Hatsune, and as such, the two remain unaware of each other's existence. That's what he means. Tomoshige did meet Osato in person, but Sadamune never met Princess Hatsune in person. That's what he means. I remember now. Everything's coming back to me. You're Lord Tomoshige. I waited long for this moment, Osato. You're telling me you became an 800-year immortal as well? I can't believe it. Indeed. I ate mermaid flesh to become an 800-year immortal just before you did. 800 years ago, we sailed out searching for mermaids, trying to restore the Heiki name to glory. We found one, sure enough, but those Genji bastards had laid an ambush. They attacked us, tore us apart. But seeing we both had become immortal, we both continued to live our separate lives. I never knew. I thought I was the only one left. I spent all these years thinking I was the only one. You and me both, Osato. It truly is a miracle we were able to meet like this once again. Listen, Osato. When I realized this body couldn't die, I decided it was my fate to use it in whatever way I could restore the Heiki clan. The grief, the hatred, the curses of my bloodline who died screaming in resentment, I have carried all of it with me in this body. They screamed at me, "You'll finish what we couldn't, that's why you're immortal, damn it." Their voices never stopped, centuries of the family's rage clawing at my skull every day, every night. Even so, nothing ever worked, but I knew I couldn't just give up. That obsession of mine rotted into resentment, festering for decades, centuries, building and twisting inside me. Until finally, centuries of resentment and rage congealed into a curse, something I can control, wield. Curse born from that obsession. The bronze mirror I carried absorbed that same resentment, and over time it transformed into a curse stone. So your goal was to use the power of that curse and the flesh of a mermaid to restore the Heiki clan. Indeed. That vow was all I had left. It was the one thing that kept me crawling through these 800 years of hell. I sucked up to people in power and gathered followers, all so I could build an immortal army. But it couldn't be out in the open. Everything had to be done in the shadows, always unseen. Even with immortality and curses on my side, it was damn near impossible. No matter what I tried, power was always out of reach. The path to reclaiming the Heiki name was always filled with peril. It was always one fucking problem after the next. Nothing ever went the way I wanted, damn it. Before I knew it, the world had changed into one where military power alone was no longer the key to control. I just don't have the power or time to rule this goddamn new age. Fuck it all. And so here we are. Before I knew it, my 800-year lifespan was burning out. The end was right there staring me in the face. That's when something broke in me. All that was left was emptiness. 8 centuries and nothing to show for it. Just the truth, I've achieved nothing. Tell me, Osato, what the hell were those 800 years of giving it everything I had worth? What was it all for? I can't say. When I realized my lifespan was finally coming to an end, I almost felt relieved. Like dying might actually finally set me free. It was then that I happened to hear of you. That you, my Osato of Kusawa, was alive on Kamishima, also as an 800-year immortal. That moment was the first light to pierce my darkness in 800 goddamn years! Whoa, aren't you exaggerating a little? Not at all! This is an 800-year-long miracle of fate, Osato, don't you see? Back then when the Heiki fell, you were the only one who stayed with me. You were the only one who comforted me. When my final day comes, I want it to be with you. Wait, so he was doing this all just so he could die on the same day with her? Are they trying to make him sympathetic? I mean, he still did a lot of wrong things, don't get me wrong, but he's not trying. I mean, I guess he only has 2 days left for world domination. That's not much time, but that's the only thing I want now. If I could just have that, then maybe this was all worth something after all. You understand, don't you? You must. The curse kept me from ever setting foot on Kamishima. So I manipulated Unkaku Dodo. I used him to reach you and claim you for myself. Wait, hold on. This is getting a bit too much. What's so funny? Oh, Sato, you're blushing. You truly are so lovable. No need to act shy now. 800 years ago, we were bound by a vow of love. What? We were? I don't remember that. You kept the bronze mirror I gave you, did you not? That should be proof enough. What? No, that's not what you think. Hey Kiza, welcome to the stream. Thanks for following, being a froggy friend. And Kieran and Beloved, welcome in as well. Come now, we certainly took the long way around, you and I, but we finally found our way back here. After everything, meeting again like this can only be a blessing of fate. Is that what our curse of immortality was all for? Our final glorious crossing into the next world, together. No. I mean, yeah, this is the end, but you've been waiting for it too, haven't you? The day this cursed life finally ends. Come, Osato, let's meet that day together. Let's finally be free of all this endless pain. I am Osato of Kusawa. At the end of the Heian period, I worked as a maidservant for the Bureau of Onmyo. That's where I first met Taira no Toboshige. By chance, he took a liking to me and made me part of his household. After the fall of the Heiki, the world spun into chaos. We were too busy surviving to think about anything else. I remember those days now. We ran from one hiding place to another, and I had no one to depend on but him. Those memories are so distant now. So distant, it's hard to tell them apart from something I might have seen on TV show last month. And now that I think about it, the only reason I kept that bronze mirror after the attack was because it was the one thing I had left when I washed ashore. It was the only clue who I was. I held onto it out of loneliness, that's all. As a trace of the past I could hardly remember. I'm afraid I never had even a shred of affection for Lord Tomoshige even back then. It really is him, Lord Tomoshige. I remember him now. He was always just like this. All pride and vanity, puffed up with his own importance, the very image of an arrogant Heiki. No wonder he failed so spectacularly. Anyone would, acting like that. And still, part of me can't help but feel sorry for him. And now that I think about it... Oh. Wait, what do you want me to do then? Oh, you just wanted me to wait. Well, why are you so silent? Say something. That was kind of weird. You know as well as I do, our lives are almost up. It could be over by tomorrow. What are you hesitating for? Hey, Sato, say something! He's not meaning that he wants to... You know... I'm talking to you nicely, you just stand there like a fucking idiot. Wake up! All you need to do is be grateful and come to my side. That's it, stop being so fucking pathetic. But... what if I refuse? Are you fucking kidding me? Refuse? After all these years? There is no refusal. You would dare defy me? That was never even a fucking option. Come with me right now if you dare try to say no again. I'll ensure you receive due punishment. I have harsher methods I can use. Harsher methods? I told you. I could use a curse, remember? A curse that targets a certain pattern and slices anyone with it clean through, nice and painful. But even if you use that to hurt me, if I just hold out till tomorrow, your time will run out. You'll never get what you want. Are you really that fucking dumb? Why would I use it on you? You're immortal. Huh? Before I came here, I handed out dozens of business cards with a target pattern to people on the island. You wouldn't! With just the flick of my wrist, these stupid islanders will be dead in an instant. You get what I'm trying to tell you, right? You're holding the people here hostage. Ah, they're just insurance. A way to ensure you will come with me. In fact, that old man Wakamura was so stubborn about handing you over, I had to deal with him first. What? You mean you killed him? So what will you do? You have two options, Osato. Time to choose. Obey and come with me quietly. Or let your selfishness condemn these innocent people to a brutal death, and come with me only after you watch them die. No. If I refuse, I'm gonna get a bad ending. But maybe that's what I need. I need to get the bad ending first to get the good ending. But I feel like obeying him, is also a bad ending. What do I do? Let's go along with him for now, just so people don't die. And why does she have the Tamatabako? She must have a plan, right? I guess she doesn't know that she didn't know that he was gonna come for her though. So it's not like she could have prepared for it. So I'm sorry, Sato. You've lived such a horrible life. No, I can't. That's one thing I just can't do. Oh, never mind. I don't actually have a choice here. Oh, never mind. Okay, I thought she was defying me and doing the other thing. Because characters in this series love to do that. Very well. I'll do as you wish, Lord Tomoshige. Finally came to your senses. You think you could ever defy me? Should have known your place from the start, you worthless peasant. I'm sorry. In the end, I gave in to Tomoshige's threats. Maybe, just maybe, there was still some way to fight his curse. But when those memories of a distant past came flooding back to me, fragments of a life long gone, and when I thought of this man who spent 800 years chasing one purpose with such stubborn, hopeless purity, something in me must have wavered. Before I knew it, I'd chosen to face the end together with this pitiful man, Tomoshige. And so, before our time finally ran out, we sank to the bottom of Issei Bay, fading into foam upon the sea. As the curse that had sustained us for 8 centuries at last began to unravel, I felt my senses slipping away. Beside me, Tomoshige drifted in silence, his face calm, almost childlike. I stared at his smile as he slowly faded away. A strange calm came over me then, as my consciousness began fading into nothingness. Ending 4. Taira no Tomoshige's Desire. Wait, so I got what? I got ending 1, and then when I finished Sato's story, I don't think I got another ending, did I? Oh no, I think there was another credit roll when we saw Yuza in the present day after he got revived. That was a credit roll, that was an ending. I don't remember if it was numbered though. Well, we can go over all the extra endings when we finish the game. I'm kind of glad I got the bad ending first here though, because I want to get all the bad endings before I get the good ending. But this is number 4 though. Although, like, his motivation, like, yeah, he has some sympathy, but he's also an asshole that's threatening to kill everyone and has killed other people, so he's bad, right? But I'm just like, I feel a little bit disappointed by his motivations. Forgive me. I won't be able to spend the next 800 years with you. Wait, there's no other... Oh no, the choice is here. Okay. I was like, there's no other choice from here. This one's just blank looking too. Hi Kiza, welcome in. I'm glad you like my silly voices, thank you. Wait, name input 1 and 2. Is that like if I get it wrong the first time? Because I only inputted one name. So now just wait. Oh no, more thinking? Hello? I'm done thinking. Komoshige. I refuse. No, I still can't. I won't follow you. I refuse. What? You selfish little brat? But very well. I'll make you regret that choice. Let's see how long that defiance of yours holds out. We need a plan. See, the thing is, I don't know how much further I have left to go. And, like, if I could finish the game tonight, that'd be great. But if it's gonna take more than, like, let's say, 2 hours from now, or even, like, 1.5 hours, I feel like... No, actually, you know what? Because we also just ended on a bad ending, too. I don't want to feel rushed. And the previous game also did the thing where, like, even when you reach, like, the end, you still have to, like, you know, go back and do the final puzzle or whatever. Yeah. You know what? I think this is a good place to stop for today. Thoughts. I feel like everything's coming together, but I kind of feel like there's a lot of times where we get information that just kind of comes out of, like, off-screen stuff. Like, once we found out that Yumiko was a mermaid, which was already implied, like, she just info dumped so much stuff on Yuza and on, like, Abby and everyone else out of nowhere. And I feel like that information was stuff that we didn't personally, like, it's not like I spent any effort to uncover that. It just kind of fell into our laps. So it kind of felt like it wasn't satisfying, I think. And then breaking the curse was also, like, I don't know, it didn't feel very climactic. I know that was kind of like a fake climax because it wasn't actually the end, but like, it kind of felt like breaking the curse also felt too easy. Like, too many things coincidentally lined up of everyone having everything in place at the right time. And it wasn't very, like, heroic, I felt. Plus the fact that they made us do the stupid diving minigame just for that. And then having to farm for a bit. I mean, it wasn't that bad of farming, but it was also like, really, you're gonna, like, lead us towards this climax and then make me sit here and grind for whatever it was, 20 minutes? 30 minutes. So I felt like that was kind of weird. Like, my overall impression of this game compared to the first one is this game is definitely a slower burn compared to the first game, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But the first game really grabbed me by the neck, by the throat, like almost immediately within the first hour or two. I was like enthralled. But in this game, I wasn't really feeling it that much until much further in. And even now, I'm not feeling it as much as the previous game. I know that the storytelling in this one's a different approach, right? They want to cut down on the horror, increase the folklore, I guess, which is fine, but because the folklore was delivered in just giant info dumps, that felt a little bit taxing. And I'm not saying that we need, like, a ton of horror here and there, but Like, at least in the previous game, the horror kept us kind of interested consistently. So, I don't know. My overall impression is, like, this is still a good game, but it's just, I like the first one a little bit more still. I think the other thing about this one, too, is that I feel like the pacing is kind of weird because of the way that, like, you know, we got the original bad timeline first, then we did Sato's timeline, and then when suddenly we did Yumiko and Arnav, and all their stuff happened even before they came to Kamishima, which felt kind of weird. So by the time they actually did reach Kamishima, it felt like, oh, we're finally ready to start the game, when in reality that was more than 50% of the way through. So it's just kind of strange to me. It's a little strange. But not bad. Just different. I also think this game doesn't really have, like, puzzles like the first one. I mean, yes, there was, like, the diving minigame, Arnav had the map puzzle, and Arnav had the box puzzle. There's a couple times they ask us to enter people's names, but, like, the previous game started off really strong with the foot washing mansion puzzle, which is great. Very quick, easy, clever, wows you right off the bat. But I feel like even in that game, that was the best puzzle, and then after that, all the puzzles kind of fell short. But at least they had, like, consistent meta puzzles. This game hasn't done any of that. It's just been, like, shifting timelines and information crossing between characters and timelines, which is nothing really new and inventive. I also feel like a lot of the plot twists in this game, I mean, I guess they didn't completely reuse the plot twist. I guess I can't say until the end. I'm glad that Tomoshige or Ikoma was not just being possessed, but we still have yet to find out who the player is, but I feel like they're going for the same plot twist, where I'm either Soto's ancestor coming back to fix things, or I'm Yuza's severed head is the other thing I'm going towards. Yeah, I don't know, it's a really weird feeling, especially having played games like Umineko and Zero Escape, or I the Somnium Files, where the pacing's a bit different, but also the delivery of the plot twists, the delivery of the info dumps, and also the delivery of the climax are done very differently. Again, not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just a matter of style. Anyhow, thank you for joining me on stream today for Paranormasight Mermaid's Curse. We'll finish the game tomorrow. I'm fairly confident that we can finish it tomorrow, given where I think we are in the story now. I don't think it's likely that we're gonna not have enough time tomorrow. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. Let's say hi to Reisna. She's playing some Final Fantasy XIV. I'll see you guys next time. And again, if you have missed out any of the Paranormasight streams, whether from the first game or the second game, they're all on my YouTube channel, along with other games I played. All right, take care. Bye, froggy friends.